Okay, so today we're going to continue on solving one-step equations with fractions. So the first one I have here is going to be r minus 5/9 equals 1/9. Every single time I solve an equation, I want to see the variable circled and the line of equality drawn. Our goal is to get that variable by itself. So I'm going to have to do the inverse operation of minus 5/9 or subtract 5/9 and do what? What's the inverse operation or the opposite? Add 5/9. And then golden rule, whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. Now this is the work I expect to see on your paper. I then bring my variable down because it's by itself. I bring my equal sign down on my line of equality. And then I take 1/9 plus 5/9. Now, when you guys do that in your calculator, it's automatically going to simplify it for you. But when I take 1/9 plus 5/9, because they're the same denominator, I can add them, I'm going to get 6/9. But that's not going to be my final answer. Why not? Why is 6/9 not a good final answer? What I'm writing in the red, you guys do not have to write again. Remember, I like to show all my extra work. So why is 6/9 not a good answer in fraction form? Hannah? It's not simplest form. What are 6 and 9 both divisible by? 3. So what's 6 divided by 3?
2.
And 9 divided by 3? 3. So my final answer is going to be r equals 2/3. So whatever I write in the red on today's opener is the work that I like to show because I'm extra and I like to work my math problems out. You guys don't have to show that part. But everything else that I have, you have to have. Okay? So red is the extra work that I do that the calculator does for you. Okay, let's look at this next one here. So now I have negative 6s equals 15. Now we spoke briefly already when a number touches a variable, it means to multiply. So the inverse operation for multiplication is what? Division. So I'm going to have to divide each side by what? Negative 6. Take that negative with it. Now this is where we get into the problem though. If I type into my calculator 15 divided by negative 6, I'm going to get a negative point or a negative something. I don't want answers in decimal form. Okay? I do not want an answer in a decimal form. So what you have to do is then type that in as a fraction. Now, when you go to type that in as a fraction, can you have a negative sign in the denominator? No. So you're going to have to change, and just all you do is just move that negative sign to the top. So you're going to type into your calculator negative 15 fraction button 6 equals, and it's going to give you a mixed number. You're then going to have to change that mixed number into an improper fraction in simplest form. Do you guys remember how to do that? Hit the second fraction equal sign. So if I'm just going to simplify it by hand. Looking at it, what's 15 and 6 both divisible by? What's 15 and 6 both divisible by? Got it? 15 and 6, I can divide both of these numbers by what number? 15 and 6.
3?
By 3, yeah. So what's 15 divided by 3? 5. What's 6 divided by 3?
2.
And I already said I'm going to move my negative sign from the bottom to the top. Or I can write it right in front of that fraction bar too. Does not matter. I usually like to put it at the top so it doesn't look like my equal sign. So there's my final answer. John, is that what you end up getting?
Yeah.
Good. Any questions on how to get that in your calculator? I guarantee you, you'll have a problem like this on your quiz on Friday. Promise you. All right, let's take a look at the last two. Okay, so here we go. Circle my variable, draw my line. How do I get the y by itself?
You subtract.
I subtract 2/5 from each side, right? I want to make sure I show all that work so I get all my points. That cancels. What do I bring down on my left side? Y. What do I bring down on my line of equality? No. You just about said it right there. What do I put on my line of equality? You guys, what goes on my line of equality?
Equal.
Yeah, Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Who said that? I'm sorry. Okay, 3/4 minus 2/5. You guys can calculate it with the calculator. I cannot because I don't have one. So, what's a common denominator I could use for 4 and 5? What's a common denominator that I could use for 4 and 5? Say it again. 20, yeah. So 4 times 5 got me to 20. So 5 times 3 is? Okay. Then 5 times 4 got me 20. So I'm now going to have to multiply what two numbers to get my new numerator? How do I get my new numerator? Yeah, 4 times 2, which is 8. Okay? Because I like working things out by hand, I'm going to take 15 minus 8 and get 7. And what's my denominator?
20.
Now, when you guys put that in your calculator, did you get y equals 7 over 20? Yeah, you should have. If I didn't make any mistakes, which I make mistakes. So if you didn't get it in your calculator and you think I messed up, tell me. It happens. First hour caught me in a big mistake. What was that, Friday? All right, last one. How many of you guys looked at this one and you're like, forget it, I'm done? None of you? Well, good. All right, circle my variable, draw my line of equality. Now, the variable's on the right side. That's okay. I want to keep it on the right side. I do not want to move the variable to the other side. So I still want to get the variable by itself, which means I have to get rid of what? And how do I do that? Yeah, I'm going to divide by 4/5. So when I go to divide by 4/5, whatever I do on one side, I do on the other side. Which number should I type in first into my calculator?
14.
Yes, because remember, we type in the number that was there first, okay? So the number that was there first goes into your calculator first. The number that we move is the number that goes second. Now, when I divide fractions, remember I keep, I flip, and I change. Can I reduce any of these? Oh, yeah. I can reduce all kinds of things.
5 and 15.
Can go down and be reduced by what? 5 and 15 are both divisible by what? If they both end in 5s, they're both divisible by 5. So what's 5 divided by 5?
1.
15 divided by 5?
No.
Try it again.
Sorry.
3?
Sorry.
Okay, no, you're right. 14 and 4. I know I can reduce them because they're even numbers. So what are they both divisible by?
2.
14 divided by 2?
7.
7. 4 divided by 2?
So 2.
Okay. What's my last step here? Multiply my what together?
Your denominator.
My denominators. What's 3 times 2?
6.
Multiply your numerator. 7 times 1.
7.
And final answer, so I
Box.
box it. When you guys did that in your calculator, did you get 7 over 6?
I got 4/5.
What? Oh.
Type it in. 14 over 15 divided by 4/5.
I might have actually typed in. I typed
Now,
in
what-
14, and 15 divided by 4/5.
And that's what you got. I'm going to come back and look at that. What if you got 6 over 7? What mistake would you have made? You divided wrong. Yeah, you divided the 2 by the 1.